Hey, what's up, YouTube vinyl community? Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Eve here, and right before I got to go next door to do some family stuff, I thought it'd be a great time while I got an empty house to do a quick video on my best finds of 2023. 2023 has been a great year as far as adding to the collection goes. And y'all that have been following me on Instagram, you know that I just cleaned out a house that had some incredible stuff. If you follow me, you already know. So we're gonna see some of that. I'm gonna jump right in and get kind of the stuff most of y'all might not be interested in, which is a place that a kind of music that's near and dear to my heart, classical music. So make this video quick so we can get back to family and food. First, let's get the classical out of the way, man. But this has been really great. All this come out of that house clean out that I did. So in the realm of classical music, stereo is king. You can't give mono stuff away unless it's just like crazy rare violin performances that just were never released stereo. First up I found was this incredible box set, man. This is Beethoven's Violin Sonatas by David Oistrakh. Now, David Oistrakh was an incredible Ukrainian violinist, and his stuff on the original UK pressings can go for good money. This is an original UK Philips stereo. I think it's like 1962. Phenomenal sound, just unbelievable. And I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot doing that house clean out. That, you know, there's some, as far as classical is concerned, man, there's some labels that are just primo. There's artists that I learned, like I had to go back through the stuff because after I pulled out all the good stuff that I knew, like rock and soul and jazz and things like that, and some of the classical that I did know, I learned a lot more. I had a friend of mine come out and really turn me on to some violinists and cellists that you really need to look for. And when I went back through and some of the stuff I found was just unbelievable. Like this one here, this original UK Decca of Brahms Symphony No. 4, clean, just phenomenal sound. The sound quality on these really just there's no comparison as far as with like US pressings and even US stereo pressings, which there's some good ones, but the UK, man, they really, if you stream this, if you like classical, the start of this is just haunting and stuck in my brain. This guy here, man, this is a really hard one to find, and it was so clean. This is Eric Friedman. I think he's just doing this is an original stereo. I think this is 1960 or 61. But he's doing Chausson, Sarasate, Saint-Saëns, Ravel, Wieniawski. I think I said that right. But man, this is a hard one to find. There's been a few when you look up on PopPsych. This one goes from like $300 to $400, and I see why, man. The sound is just amazing the way he plays. Here's another one. Arthur Grimaud doing Bach's. This is just a quiet solo performance. Original Philips, Holland pressing. Incredible sound. Really tough one to find. I think this one also there's an earlier version that's got the hi-fi on it. Man, those could go. I've seen those go for close to $1,000. Man, Beethoven's Best, original Columbia stereo pressing, highly sought after, rare. Beethoven's Best on that beautiful Columbia sound. I'll try to burn through these quick. Mozart, his piano concertos. I think this is a 1960 on that great Columbia. But there's also Istvan Kirstich, Hans Richter. I thought this had a, no, just a piano concerto, but man, stunning sound. This one here. And I also learned about this label, this Living Stereo, the RCA Living Stereo, the original, what they call the shaded dog, which will have that shading around the dog. Some of these can fetch some serious coin. This is one of them, man. This is Witch's Brew. I think this is an original, I think this is a 59 or 58. But man, just a unbelievable sound, man. And these are hard to find at all clean. This one came out of the house. This is a smoking clean copy, and the sound is just right in your face, as it should be. You follow my auctions and you're looking for the living stereos. I got a ton of living stereos. Along with, I've also learned that the Mercury Living Presence stereos there's a few that can fetch some coin that I found. But the sound is just dynamic. Okay, this one here, another one, Nathan Milstein, Music of Old Russian. This is an original US stereo on Angel. Supremely dynamic sound, unbelievable. But the original UK Columbia of this, some have sold for $5,000-$6,000, which is wow, mind-boggling. But if you like violin performers, Nathan Milstein, man, one of the tops of the tops. This one here, I never heard of this guy, Arturo Del Moni. Now, this was his debut songs my mother taught me on North Star. Unbelievable, just a great. He wasn't prolific. He didn't do a lot, but as far as classical and the violin performers, is really highly sought after. And that one can go for a good bit. All right, this is the last of the classical. I've been looking for a copy of this for a long time. It's my favorite. Bach, Glenn Gould, Goldberg Variations, the original, 6i, stunning. Glenn Gould, highly eccentric. Probably people say he does the best interpretation of Bach, which there's a lot of different interpretations, but his is it? And it's a cool cover too. His is so far been the best. Okay. Shout out to my boy Kyle Butcher. We did a nice trade. He was looking for Wooly the Newt, and he had this, and we made a great trade. This is Steve Lacy, Evidence with Don Cherry, New Jazz, Van Gelder. Steve Lacy, he did a lot he did a lot of free jazz stuff. I think he was on the Transition label a few times, I think, with Cecil Taylor. But yeah, really important soprano saxophonist. Different sound. He exclusively did a lot of Thelonious Monk stuff. He was kind of obsessed with Monk. But yeah, man, this was a hard one to find. At one of the first pop-up shows I did, Ella Guru, the record store that was there, he just retired. Hope you're enjoying retirement. But as he was leaving, I'd seen this when we first started, and I was trying to work up trades because he had a very good price on it. And I was trying to work up trades, and dude, as he was leaving, I ended up making a trade with somebody, and he bought it outright and gave it to me, and I couldn't be happier, man. It's the Bill Hardman Quintet. Original, I think this is 57 on Savoy. Bill Hardman. You got Freddie Redd. Who else is on here? No, Sonny Redd. I'm sorry. Sonny Redd, Dud Watkins, Jimmy Cobb, and Bill Hardman on the trumpet. Incredible, man. That's a hard one to find. At the Atlanta Record Show, I ended up making a trade. Picked up this Basra, Pete LaRocca. Original Blue Note mono. Of course, this is a Joe Henderson record. Joe Henderson blows out of his mind. Incredible recording. And of course, the rumor is that they all dropped acid right before the recording. Had no effect because it was just phenomenal, man. One of the top Blue Notes in my collection. God, man, I don't even remember where the hell I got this from. I think I bought it on eBay. Anyway, a tough to find Strata East, man. This is the Water Bears, the Cosmic Twins, Ron Burton and John Lewis. Love that Strata East. I ended up selling a few of my Strata East. I was trying to complete the catalog, but it's hard, man. There's a lot that just never come up for sale. But if you like simple piano, drums, splashy drums all over the place, kind of Don Pullen like with the piano, but not that out there, but a phenomenal Strata East recording. Going back a little earlier, Strata, man, this is in no order, but this one probably would have been my best find of the year. Saturday Night Special, Lyman Woodward Organization. That original Strata, man, this thing is near mint. Incredible, man. One of the best, in my opinion, one of the best recordings on that early Strata. God, man, where can we find these? Where are they? I need them. I don't think they exist. Send me a message if you've ever seen one. I've never seen one. Can't find anything on them on Discogs, but this is really dirty, fuzzy soul jazz from Detroit. The sound is, I've heard people complain that the sound is kind of like, I kind of like equate it like if you was watching a TV show on an old analog TV from back in the day. Just kind of has that kind of fuzzy background sound. It makes for really incredible listen. This one here, God, man, my brain is so foggy. I can't remember where I ended up getting this. I think it was nope, I know it was. I ended up making a trade with somebody for this. He wanted some Hannibal Marvin Peterson and something else. Hard to find Blue Note. Fred Jackson, hailing from where I'm from down here in Georgia. This was the only thing he put out as a lead, I think ever. I think he did some backup stuff on Blue Note. It's a tough Blue Note to find. It's good. It's no Basra or anything like that, but it's a tough one to find, and I'm really happy that I had it. Okay, this one here came out of the house. Didn't know nothing about this. This is Rafis. Yeah. Anyway, it's an original. This guy Mickey Hart, he was the original drummer for the Grateful Dead, and then went off and did his own kind of stuff. This is like Moondog if it was a little more psychedelic. Really, really, really far out. I like it. It's different. Stream it. Check it out. You can find those relatively easy. Now this one here, I just learned about. I picked up a small box of records from a guy where I got the Wooly the Newt, and he also had some other great stuff. I was like, hey, let's make a deal. Blah blah blah. And then there was this one. I like reggae. This guy, Mr. Yellowman. Now, this is an original 82 UK on Greensleeves. Didn't know about him. He's got an incredible flow. I've heard a ton of reggae, and some of it's kind of blah. But this guy's got an incredible flow. But the story behind it, he was in the children's home. Oh, man, I should know it. Because there's been, I think Junior Biles was also there. And there was some other guys that came out of this children's home. So anyway, reading some interviews that he did, said he was brutally picked on for being albino in Jamaica. Understandably, you know how kids are. Anyway, he had put this album out in '82, and then he started. I think at one point he topped Bob Marley on the record charts, and then really shortly after that, so he experienced just a little bit of success and fame, and then shortly after that, he got cancer in his jaw. And they told him, like, you got like 6 months to live. It's going to go to your brain, or we take your jaw out. So they took out a large portion of his jaw, and it left him. I mean, he couldn't really perform, even though I think he does still kind of perform, but he does it. He just didn't have that same voice. It was really, of course, obviously it changed. It changed the way he spoke and his delivery. But it was just such a sad. You get right there at the peak, and then something that you never know that you're gonna get it. It's gonna happen, and it's such an unfortunate thing. 'Cause he's got a great flow, and who knows what kind of success he would have went on to have. But he ended up getting married and having kids. But man, Mr. Yellowman. I think he put out some other stuff between like 82. I think it was like 86. It was just like a couple of years after, he was enjoying that success. I can't even remember where I got this, but this is Freeform Donald Byrd. Original mono pressing, just stunning, like near mint. It plays phenomenal. Kind of boogaloo jazz. I mean, you got Butch Warren, Herbie Hancock, Wayne Shorter, Billy Higgins. Incredible lineup. Great cover. Man, this one here would have been like my second top find. A friend of mine, Greg Heath, here in Atlanta, we've always done some wheeling and dealing, and he showed me where he had got this, and I was like, oh, whatever I got to do. I ended up trading him some really great stuff. This is the Nathan Davis Quartet. Jazz, concert, original French. There's another pressing that doesn't have something on the label. It says it's a year earlier. Either way, this is a really hard one to find. Nathan Davis with Mal Waldron, Jimmy Wood, and Art Taylor on the drum. Probably the best lineup he's ever been with. And man, dude, these guys, whew, Nathan is so good on the sax and on the flute. He plays out his mind. He's one of my favorite blowers out there. Dude, I've been after a copy of this for a long time. I've missed out on so many auctions of it, but I finally, no, wait a minute. Did I get this on eBay? God, I need a break. I don't know where I got half of these at. But it's oh no, yeah, I got this at the Atlanta Record Show. Yeah, I bought this at the Atlanta Record Show. That's what it was. Original mono, Bill Evans, smoking clean, with Freddie Hubbard, Jim Hall, Philly Joe Jones, Percy Heath. Bill Evans rarely had a full lineup like this, so to have him with these type of players was unbelievable. I love Bill Evans. Phenomenal record. Okay, I found this one in Columbus. I made a couple videos ago about a gentleman that I met on Facebook, and he's like, yeah, I got a little small place in Columbus, Georgia. Come by and check it out. And he had this Booker Little. This is an original stereo. Pressing the mono is, of course, the one that you want, but this one sounds phenomenal. It's got Scott LaFaro. Scott LaFaro on bass. Yeah, Tommy Flanagan on piano, and Wynton Kelly does some piano here too. But man, Roy Haynes on the drums. This is a phenomenal jazz record. If you like trumpet playing, whew, it's up there. I'm looking for that mono. There's one on eBay, but they want a little much. But I'm really happy to have this. Had that first stereo pressing. Also, the guy that I got the Interplay from, I ended up meeting him at his house because he had a bunch there that was just, my funds were a little funny, but I met him later in that week. Once one of my auctions had ended, and I was like, oh, now I got a little money to play with. Was this Joe Henderson in Japan? There's the original promo. Phenomenal, man. This is, if you know about this, so Joe Henderson went and played Japan at one of the best jazz bars there with some of the best Japanese jazz players there. And they were recording it. And they said, Joe, this thing sounds so good. Can we put this out on record? And he's like, hell yeah, because he knew they had an incredible performance. Man, Joe Henderson, the way he blows, woo! There's a reason why so many people are after him. All right, guys, last three. This one came out of the house. This one came out of the house clean out. God, I've been looking for it for a long time. Eric Dolphy, Ken McIntyre, Looking Ahead, original on New Jazz. Eric Dolphy, that guy right there, man, revolutionary with the bass clarinet. You know, people, I remember he got some reviews were like, what is he trying to do with the bass clarinet? It never really been used in jazz, like solo. And dude, he makes it work. Eric Dolphy's absolutely amazing. Who else is on here? Walter Bishop Jr., Sam Jones on the bass, Art Taylor on the sticks. Whew, New Jazz. Love you, Eric. I need more of them. Okay, this one here, I made a trade with Kyle Butcher, the one I got the Steve Lacy from. And he had this, and I've kind of went down the rabbit hole of Japanese jazz. And he had this one, man. And after listening to it, I was like, dude, this is really nice. Miro Takibi Trio, Feeling Groovy. I think this is an original 70, what year is this? 74? No, 82. God, I was way out of there. But yeah, he didn't put out much. I think this one and another one was the only thing he put out. Super rare. Can't find it on Discogs. You can't find no music for it on YouTube. But it has everything. It has everything that I want. That hard bop feel with a little bit of that Japanese twang to it. Love it. Okay, last one. It's kind of cool. This is the last one. It's kind of sentimental. Straight from my home state of Georgia, Atlanta. Tommy Stewart, self-titled on Abraxas. This came out of the house. This one was sealed. He's got the cool Atlanta skyline in the background. The only thing he put out, I think he went on later to do some gospel stuff, but this is just heavy disco funk. funk. This is heavy funk, man. Really great. Kind of tough to find. I was super happy to have this. That when I went, the guy that I did the house clean out from, he had a separate wall of nothing but sealed records, and he wanted to do that one separate. And he shot it, and he pulled this one out, and he had a price tag on it. I was like, sell it to me for that price. Let's make out a deal. I'm buying the whole house. He didn't want to, but I finally talked him into doing it, and I couldn't be happier to have this with my city in the background. All right. Hey, music's done too, guys. That's it. That's the best finds 2023. I hope 2024 is just as good, if not better. I hope everybody, I appreciate all the new subscribers. I hope everybody stays blessed. Be safe this Christmas. Enjoy family. Put on a few pounds, and we'll start 2024 on the right track. We'll see you guys. Merry Christmas.